The gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Graves, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my friend from Michigan, and I want to thank the Chairman Grijalva, Ranking Member Bishop, for their work on this legislation, the Descend Act. Mr. Speaker, years ago, the federal government tried to tell our communities, all of us grow up fishing and many for subsistence and for recreation. It's our outdoors. The federal government told us that we would only get 3 to 9 days to fish for red snapper. Mr. Speaker, when I was a kid, we did it year round. That's our recreation. As much as I'd love to have them, we don't have mountains and the other recreational opportunities that go along with those types of elevation changes. I'll say it again, fishing is our outdoors. It's what we do at home. And that was being taken away from us. Congressman Huff from California and I'll tell you, we totally disagreed on the solution there. He and I butted heads for years trying to work through a solution. On this bill, my most of the time friend, Mr. Huffman, and I are in lockstep. We are joined as co-sponsors on this bill and are moving this one together because we believe this is the right solution. As you heard Ms. Dingell just explain, what happens is that we do have a season on red snapper. You can only fish for a certain number of days a year. Yet, you can't tell which fishes are going to bite your line when it's down under the water. Red snappers spend the majority of their life at 100 feet or below. They have a swim bladder, as was explained. It operates somewhat like a ballast and allows them to stay at certain depths. When they're caught and reeled in, they're brought up too fast. The ballast does not exhaust, and therefore you have a fish that cannot go back down. They have technologies, Mr. Speaker, as simple as ones like this or a descending vise like this, where you can release the fish back down at the proper depth. They have venting tools that looks like a fortified straw that also can help release the pressure. They're very easy tools to use. Mr. Speaker, we're talking about 2.5 million fish every 5 years that are discarded or lost. If we're having conflicts between recreational and commercial fishers in terms of the access to the fisheries, the pounds, the days, and we're discarding 2.5 million fish every 5 years, it is a huge opportunity for us to actually grow the pie. And as my friend from Michigan, Ms. Dingell, stated, to actually ensure the sustainability of these fisheries, not just for us, but for our children and grandchildren for generations to come. It is a better management tool. It's successfully used in other areas, and this legislation would provide for the use of descending and venting tools, as well as freeing up additional research dollars associated with red snapper and descending tool use and for the management of the fisheries. So I want to thank, again, Chairman Grijalva, Ranking Member Bishop. I want to thank Bill Ball, Christine Sir, Laura Snyder, all the staff that did a great job working on this, as well as Justin Davidson in our office. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I'll reserve.